Bonjour tout le monde. Continuons. So at this point, you've already finished half of this chart. Okay, we looked at the imparfait and how to use it. And we are going to move on to part 2, okay, the passé composé. I do think that this is going to be easier for you since we had a lot more work with the passé composé and since I think it will make a lot more sense. Let's see. So, partie 2, le passé composé. So again, we are concentrating on how to distinguish between the imparfait and the passé composé when we're talking about things in the past. Do you remember how to conjugate the passé composé? Because in this video, we absolutely do not have time to go over all of that. I will put all the different pieces of material from the past, conjugating the passé composé with avoir, with être, Dr. and Mrs. P. Vandertramp, charts, and other things. But now, here is just a very quick review for you to take a screenshot of, to take notes on if you pause it. But like I said, we cannot go back over. Remember, this is the tense that has two parts to it. It has the auxiliaire, the auxiliary or the helping verb, and the participe passé, the past participle, which you can see right here. We have the auxiliaire and we have the participe passé. And remember, we use either avoir or être, okay? And you can see how to conjugate avoir if you've forgotten, how to conjugate être if you've forgotten, and if you've forgotten the verbs that are conjugated with être, they are over here in this list of Dr. and Mrs. P. Vandertramp, or you can search that out. So remember that if you are not conjugating a Dr. and Mrs. P. Vandertramp verb, okay, then you will be using avoir. Otherwise, if you find it on this list, you will be conjugating with être, okay? They also have these past participles of regular verbs, how you change the endings, and then only a few of the irregular past participles. But we'll see more of those in this video. So, pause the video if you need to. Make sure you have your notes from last time, and when you're ready to take more notes, let's continue on. Like I said, we are going to move on to the passé composé and when to use it. So before I start, just quickly, this is going to seem a little bit redundant at times because a lot of these concepts come back to the same thing. The passé composé talks about actions in the past. It's also easy to think about it this way. If we are not using the imperfect, we are using the passé composé. So a quick review of what we did yesterday or the day before. For the imparfait, okay, it's what you use to talk about things that went on for a long time, what you used to do or what you did regularly, or things that that you're describing in the past, any sort of background information. If you're describing a person, a place, a thing, remember that includes describing what they're wearing. It includes describing their personality. It includes describing how they feel as well. Also, when you're describing a place, that's also could be the beginning of a story or giving a setting to a story. So all of those are in the imperfect. Anything that you used to do, okay, that is in the imperfect. But when you're just talking about something that's said and done, something that's finished, then you use the passé composé. So let's look at the first two, because they're pretty much the same thing. So for the action, l'action ou l'action principale de l'histoire. So the principal action, something that you did actively and finished, or if you're telling a story, the principal action of the story. And here are two examples. So, tu as mangé du pain. You ate some bread. You ate it, it's gone, it's finished. Finished action, passé composé. Okay? And then, Robin des Bois a volé l'argent des riches et l'a donné aux pauvres. So, Robin Hood took money from the rich and gave it to the poor. Now, I forgot to stop and pause and tell you to pause and to find those verbs in the passé composé. So, if you haven't done it already, take a look at those verbs. Make sure you find both the helping verb and the past participle, and then start again. So in the first sentence, tu as mangé du pain, hopefully you found both the helping verb, a, tu as mangé, it's an avoir verb, and the past participle, manger du pain. In the second, we have two verbs. First, we have Robin Hood. Okay, well, we have Robin Hood doing both things, but we have the helping verb a, the past participle voler. Okay, so he stole. And then, did you find the last verb? I bet you did. Okay, il a donné, and this is the direct object, gave it. Okay, il a donné. Okay, donné is the past participle. He gave it to the poor. Okay, so we're going to quickly finish up the cases when we use the passé composé. So any action that is finished, any action that is limited in time, and that's pretty much the same thing. If it's finished, it was limited in time. Let's look at some examples. So here are two examples. Ce matin, il a attendu sa mère à l'arrêt de bus, or vous êtes parti pour l'école. Now pause it here. See if you can find the verbs in the passé composé and see if you can figure out why they are in the passé composé. You might also want to see if they are avoir or être verbs. So the first one, did you find the verb in the passé composé? Hopefully you found a attendu. It's conjugated with avoir. So, a attendu is in the passé composé. He waited for his mother at the bus stop. He did it once. It's finished. Now, we could say he was waiting for his mother at the bus stop. But I gave you ce matin, this morning. So it gives you a specific time when it happened. So it's done. This morning, he waited for his mother at the bus stop. If you were to say this morning he was waiting for his mother at the bus stop, I would be waiting for you to finish the sentence or to give me more information when the bus arrived late. Anything like that. Okay? So, vous êtes parti pour l'école. Did you guys figure out that that is an être verb? Partir is a Dr. and Mrs. P. Vanderchamp. You can also see that because we have agreement. I am talking to two or more people, so I put an S on the parti. So, vous êtes parti pour l'école, you left for school. Okay? Again, if I were to say you were leaving for school, it doesn't finish the story. You could say that, but only if you have more information. Okay? So you left for school, it's done, it's finished, time to move on.